If you use your strollers outdoors, then you might need this. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda out here in my garage, actually with a couple of strollers. This is my Doona stroller, and then this is the bigger, more traditional stroller, bigger wheels. It's kind of nice for using when you are walking around the neighborhood, on sidewalks, those types of things. And like many people, you probably will be using these outdoors. You can use them in your house, I'm sure. But when I am outside, especially here in the summer, transitioning into the fall, there are a lot of bugs, especially in my area because we have a lot of wet areas, some swampy areas, things like that. And even though it's not really close to me, we just get all sorts of bugs. And the big one here is mosquitoes, and they can carry all sorts of viruses. We have had cases of West Nile virus in the past year, but you can have horse flies. I've had flies that have bitten me. They are just really bad. Bugs that fly in your face, the one that buzz in your ear, moths, some that aren't even really that annoying, but some that can be really dangerous to your kids. So I picked up these. These are netting that go over your stroller, and it's a 2-pack, and it was pretty inexpensive. And I thought, well, this is pretty nice because sometimes the baby, the infant, the toddler, depending on how big your kid is, won't even be able to express that they got bit. And so you might know, oh, there's a bug, it hurts, so you brush it off, but your toddler, your infant might not be able to do that. One, they just might have to grin and bear it. In other cases, they just might not have the motor control to get rid of it. So something like this might prevent some of those big bites turning into problematic bites, as well as keep your infant happy. So this little 2-pack here, I'm not sure how big they are, but I thought I would try them on my little Doona and my regular size stroller here and see if they work. So let's open them up. All right, so open this one up. Kind of looks like a wedding veil or something like this. But you do get this little mesh netting. You can see that there. It looks kind of like standard mosquito netting. I mean, it looks like a screen door almost, but obviously very light. Like I said, kind of veil-like material, lace material. And I do like that it's white. I think you can get it in one other color. I think maybe it came in black or something, but kind of like the white here to repel heat. And then around the edge here, we have this little elastic band here, so you can see that stretches a little bit. So it kind of will just go over the stroller like a shower cap or something like that. So one thing I want to do here is go ahead and get these arms back just like this. So I want to get the arms out of the stroller out of the way here, and then what we would do here is kind of like a giant shower cap. I think you just kind of place it around wherever it will hook, and this case, it's hooking around the top there, but then you would just kind of pull it tight around the edges of the stroller. I mean, it's actually pretty simple. I'm filming with one hand and drawing it tight with the other hand. And as long as it's around the edge, I mean, I don't really think bugs are going to fly up around the side. Now, you might be saying, well, Pete, this is going to lay right on the face of my infant. So in this case, I think you would want to use the top here and raise that up because you kind of want that to push out the netting here. So once I do that, you can see here, we get the netting out here as opposed to right on the baby. So I actually really like that. That would work perfectly. So let's try it on the larger stroller here. Obviously a small stroller is no problem. And again, what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna pull out the top a little bit like this. It's not all the way out or anything. And then I'm just going to loop it over the top. You can see how big this thing is. So whether you have an infant or a toddler, I think, if you have a big walking stroller or jogging stroller, I think this is going to fit just about anything, no matter what the size. You can see how much extra material I have. And this is a pretty big one. Honestly, if I had legs of a child hanging off here, you could have it right on their legs here. But there's so much material here, I don't worry about it fitting over anything, even the big jogging strollers, right? Now, what I will say here is that because of the way this is shaped, there's nothing really for this to hook onto. In actuality, if I had like a clamp or a clip or a tie or something, I could put it down there. But just because it's kind of baggy, I actually don't feel like there's any point where the mosquitoes or the bugs could enter in. Now, the wind could move it around a little bit, but you can see here how it is looped over the top. So again, I could give my baby a little more space by opening this up all the way, just like that. But, you could put it wherever it's just not hanging on the baby itself, kind of like this. So I like it. In fact, because they're so inexpensive, I think like $6.98 for two, what you can do is you can take this off, and it's just as easy as pulling it off, just like that. So you don't have to worry about getting the baby out, emergency egress. And then just put one of these in each of your stroller bags or underneath in your storage compartment. So you can have those, if you're somewhere out at a picnic, sitting outside, and you realize, hey, there's some bugs, and you weren't really planning on it, having one of these with you at all times is not going to be a problem. So if you want to pick up the mosquito bug netting for your strollers, I'll put a link to them in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.
We can discover more and explore so much deeper. We can live better than ever.